Hi everyone, welcome to the Platinum Girl Celebrity Show where I give love advice to the stars and the everyday woman. I am your host, Vanessa Taylor. Thank you so much for joining me. I've mentioned that I'm a coach for the book The Rules, Time-Tested Secrets for Capturing the Heart of Mr. Right by Ellen Fine and Sherry Schneider. And because it's the holiday season, one topic of course that's coming up quite frequently is how to handle dating around the holidays. A lot of fun, I know. Dating around the holidays can be very, very stressful. A couple of tips that I have. The first one is that if you don't have a boyfriend, you do not get to invite him to all the holiday parties just because you don't want to show up alone. Simply because you are walking into a party and feeling insecure about not having a date on your arm is not an excuse to start asking men to accompany you. They still have to pursue you. But try to keep an open mind. As Ellen was tweeting yesterday, you never know who you might meet when you are actually at that party. And now if you do have somebody who you're seeing, if you're not exclusive, try not to get too stressed about whether he's actually inviting you to meet his family and taking you to all the work parties and everything else that might be coming up right now. Give it a little bit of time. Let's see what he does around Valentine's Day. If you're still not exclusive, then you can decide whether you should consider still seeing him. And if you are in an exclusive relationship and he's not taking you to these parties, then you need to make sure that you start thinking about whether you even should be seeing him at all. Okay, so moving on to the celebrity discussion. Big news that happened this week was Khloe Kardashian finally filed for divorce from Lamar Odom. What made me really happy about this is that I know for a long period of time, Khloe wasn't divorcing Lamar because she was really concerned that his addiction was going to worsen if she did so. What the takeaway here is for a lot of women is that when it comes to dating or even being married to an addict, you can't hold yourself back all because you're worried about him. It's a very nice thing to be worried. Of course, it means that you're very caring, etc. But you also can't stop your life because of an addict. As you learn in 12-step programs, you don't have control over whether someone is going to stop their addiction. So you can't put your life on hold for that entire time. Now, working in Khloe's favor, I know that she did everything she possibly could to keep her marriage together with Lamar. She moved from California to Texas in order to be with him, and then from Texas back to California not too long thereafter. And where it actually got her was that he was rapping about how he was cheating on her. I think it's just so ridiculous that he was doing that, but in any event. And I guess that seemed to be the straw that broke the camel's back. So either way, Khloe and Lamar finished, and the takeaway for any woman who is dating a man with an addiction is that you cannot stop your life all because of his problems. You have to distance yourself, not let your ego get in the way, and think that you can actually fix him because you can't. Move on to that healthy relationship. You owe it to yourself. Okay, and next up was Simon Cowell. As I mentioned in my blog post earlier this week, he had a baby shower for his girlfriend who's pregnant, Lauren Silverman, and of course we all know that there's a lot of history there. I won't get into that one. But while he was there at the shower giving his speech, he said something really arrogant like, "Oh, well, Lauren was really lucky to have found me." Not surprising that Simon's kind of an arrogant jerk. We're all pretty familiar with his routine by now. What I started thinking about is all the women who are dating men who are just complete egomaniacal jerks. And when the woman says to him something like, "Hey, whatever you told me or whatever you said in front of all those people really hurt my feelings," he always says something back to her like, "Oh, it was a joke. You need to have a sense of humor." No, you don't have to have a sense of humor. If a man is openly insulting you in front of people, that is not a good sign. Don't let him make you think that because you didn't find one of his insults funny, that all of a sudden it means you don't have a sense of humor. And if you continue to let a man get away with that, the insults are only going to worsen and you're going to start to feel as if you're in an emotionally abusive relationship. So keep your eyes open whenever it comes to a man who is doing something like that, because it's not going to work out well for the long term if he thinks that he can get away with it. And then the last story that I wanted to expound on just a little bit more was the Stacy Keibler post that I wrote about where she was initiating a hangout session with Cindy Crawford, kind of going out and doing a girls thing. For those of you who might not know, Cindy is very loyal to George Clooney, Stacy's ex-boyfriend. What I thought about after reading this and hearing that Cindy blew her off is that I felt badly for Stacy. As I said in the post, I know that she didn't do anything that was wrong. Stacy's always seemed really nice to me. I'm sure she was just trying to reach out to Cindy. But in the end, Stacy got rejected. So whenever it comes to dealing with the ex and any of his family members or his friends that you may have developed develop ties to, don't reach out to them after the relationship is over. You want them to reach out to you. And one of the things that I thought about after writing the post was that it makes you look badly if the family member or the friend goes back to the ex and tells them that they rejected you or that they turned you down for plans. It's just not good. I mean, you don't want him to have to call you to worry to see if you're okay with the breakup or anything else that could be further considered arrogant. Whenever it happens and you have the relationship that falls apart, unfortunately, you have to let those relationships go with his friends and family unless they make it very clear to you that they still want to keep in touch. Okay, so I'm going to end here. It's the holiday season, so I have lots of shopping to do. But again, keep up with my blog during the week at platinumgirlscelebrityblog.com, and you can also book a session with me. Don't forget to pick up your copy of The Rules, Not Your Mother's Rules by Ellen Fine and Sherry Schneider. And then also my book, Text Love.Power, the ultimate dating guide for texting and dating in the new millennium. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really enjoyed it, I hope that you share it. Okay, everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Vanessa Taylor saying goodbye to you from sunny Los Angeles, California. Bye!